Alright, this is the video y'all been waiting for, right? Y'all been asking me since this game dropped, Agent, what is your release? So I'm gonna let y'all know in this video. First of all, you should know I have a lot of fucking releases, but this is the release I always return to no matter what. Is that a green? Of course it is, bang. I'm gonna be giving y'all the cue I use to know when to release it. I'm gonna give you a couple other secrets. It's not just the jump shot. The jump shot is one thing, but if it's not your kind of jump shot or it doesn't work with the way that you play, it's not gonna work. I'll explain why. I think I'm using the... Yeah, I am. Okay. Yeah, it is that jump shot. Bet. Let's get into the Jumpshot Creator. All my jump shots I make are on the Jumpshot Creator. If you are using individual releases, just standalone, and you have the Jumpshot Creator, what are you doing? Keep in mind that this is the way that I do things. You can do something a completely different way. This is the way that I found success as a sharpshooter. You don't even have to be a sharpshooter to bang these shots. It's just, if you have a faster player, if you have a taller player, a shorter player, it might feel a little different than it does for my player. Again, I have my build video. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Y'all can check it out if you want it. So here's the fucking jump shot, y'all. Listen, I hear people giving bad advice on YouTube about how High School 1 is broke or this shit is broke. Listen, y'all better be careful who the fuck you're taking advice from, because I've seen some suspect video giving some invalid advice. People saying High School 1 is broke. Where? My High School 1 is lit. High School 1, James Harden release 1, James Harden release 2. I told y'all in previous videos, you always have to have the same thing, release 1, release 2. Once you complicate things, unless you really know what the fuck you're doing, you're just gonna make life difficult, alright? And so when you're going back, you're trying to find the release that works, you just complicated things, it's gonna take even longer to find a dope release. The release speed, of course, is full, and the animation blend is all the way on the left side, 100%. Alright, y'all better get ready, because I'm about to drop some gems. This is shit you don't know unless you're really digging deep into the Jumpshot Creator. When I'm looking for releases, I save myself a lot of time by doing this. Now, check this out. Dion Wade is an example of a player. You can see, look at his, pay attention to his feet. He takes a little step forward before he pulls up for the shot. Those are shots you generally want to avoid. And I'm gonna just show you, compare this to Klay Thompson. When Klay Thompson pulls up, stand up, stand up. He doesn't take that step. When players take that step, it's an indication their release takes too long. It's not worth it. And just to put it into perspective, High School 1, no step forward, you just jump up, and so it saves you time. I know it seems like a split second, but when you're in game and you have to actually take that step before you pull up, you notice a difference. It's not a blanket statement though. I don't want to speak for all releases because I haven't tried them, but I'm saying of the releases I tried, which is why I said 95%, that's a bad sign. So let's say you equip High School 1 with James Harden, right? There's a specific point I look for when I'm shooting so that I bang. One thing you need to know, and if you're watching my channel, you already know, that it's gonna feel different from ProAm, Park, and my career. My career, this release is garbage. I've tried it before. It's absolute trash, alright? On the ProAm, it's decent, but where this it excels the most at the fucking Park. Because on the Park, there's a little bit more latency, and when you have that little bit more latency, it's so easy to get greens. There's two motions on the shot, one while he's going up and one while he pushed the ball forward. The second he reaches the top of his head, you let go of the ball. The latency is gonna kick in on the Park, and you'll get the green, bang, every single time. On the mixtape I'm gonna be dropping, I'm still gathering some clips. I'm telling y'all it's gonna be a dope mixtape. I wanna make sure I get the best possible clips, not some average shit, right? This is the release I use for about 60% of it. Y'all know I'm always trying some new shit, so I'm not always using this release, but this is my golden one. The second he reaches the top of his head, you gotta release it. Don't wait too long. Now there's something else y'all gotta know about this release, because this is part of the reason why I experiment with releases. One, just in case something happens to this one and I need a new one, I always have one backed up. And I'm gonna give you a couple other variations in case y'all don't fuck with the Harden release here in a second, but this is an important distinction to make. This over here is a stand-up shot. That is the shot that is fucking lights out with this release. The problem with this release though is sometimes in a catch and shoot situation, or you see the move right there, the way I pulled up right there, even though I released it the same way as the one I did before, because I was moving and I didn't give myself time to settle, it became a leaning shot. For those of you who shoot around enough, you already know the difference between a standalone shot, a lot quicker, and a leaning shot. The leaning shots, for the most part, I don't understand why the fuck it's leaning, and it's very difficult to get greens. Now there are some releases that are better on leaning shots. Now keep in mind, there is a big difference between a leaning shot and a fade. I'm not talking about fade, I'm talking about leaning, where you catch and shoot, you don't give your player enough time to settle, and he pulls up on an awkward angle, it takes a little bit longer to get up, and it's a lot more difficult to get greens. With this release, the leaning is literally fucking possible to get a green. You want to avoid it at all costs. That is the biggest downfall with this release. Even with it though, for the most part, I'm not creating my own room. I'm swerving, I'm catching myself open in situations, and I've learned to adjust with the fucking lean on this one, but I'm telling you, you want to avoid it on this release. It is tough to make it, even if you have a 94 shot. Now, I say tough to make it, but you're still probably gonna bang like 60%, but as a sharpshooter, are you trying to shoot 60%? You're trying to shoot lights out, and so that's the biggest downfall with this release. Another thing you guys are gonna notice is, and it's not a good demonstration here. In fact, hold on, give me a second. All right, so we're on the ProAm. It gives you a little bit more space, so, cause you know on the my court, the half court line is garbage. For those of you who shoot reckless, because y'all know me, I like to pull from half court, bang, green light, right? For those of you who shoot from very far away, this is the biggest perk to having this release. Aside from the fact that, I mean, there's a lot of releases I know that'll bang you consistent green lights from here, but the thing that separates a release from me, from the catalog of releases I have, is one that can bang you shots from here. Now, for some reason, when you do it on the practice, it doesn't give you, for example, look at my fucking 3-point bar. It's not accurate. When I'm shooting from here in game, I have a full bar. So don't expect me to make these shots, but recognize the difference is the release feels different when you're shooting from reckless, limitless range distance. That's the perk in my eyes to this fucking release. So let's say I pull up, step back, the release moves much quicker, and so you gotta pay attention for it. When you're shooting from here, it's a little bit easier to release, it's slower, you can control it, but when you're shooting from limitless range, it's a lot faster. Don't let that catch you off guard. Alright, so y'all already know, that's the hardened one. There's variations. The Gallinari one. You already know, people talk about 2K patch this, 2K patch that. There's a difference. When you choose a standalone release, 2K can patch it, and they can tune it, and they can make it fucking garbage. But when you take Gallinari on standalone, and you incorporate it into release 1, release 2, or you make it your base, it's fine. It's like it wasn't even touched before. So, for the people saying that High School 1 I'm using is broken, you take that, you put it into the Jumpshot Creator, it feels brand new. You just have to incorporate it with some other shit, which is even better, to be honest. So you find your favorite bases. There's a lot of bases. I've made videos on them in the past. If you guys really, I'm dropping gems, y'all. Some of y'all so caught up on the fact that this is Agent Zero's jump shot. Maybe if I have it, I could shoot like Agent Zero. And it's not about that. It's about the cue. You pay it so close attention to the cue until you can make it a habit, because you can use this release and you don't know it. You don't know how to use it. Maybe you're a taller player, or it feels different on your player, and you're just not gonna bang. But anyway, I just got the Gallinari release. This one is a little bit, I don't know how to explain it. It's not as consistent for me, but it's a lot easier to control. So I mean, if that's a trade-off you're looking for this one, the cue I released it on is the second he reaches the pinnacle of his jump. And when you shoot around with his jump shot enough, because you're not gonna use these and be lights out off rip, you're gonna have to practice and master them. Once he reaches the top of his jumper, you release the ball. And so the simplicity is there, but for me, I can't always be looking at that cue. It's a lot easier for me to look at the cue when 2-motion cue. That's easy for me. But to actually watch the movement of the player and also keep track of what's going on left and right on the park, it's a small disadvantage, which is why I prefer the hardened one, but it's a variation if you guys want it. It's a green light variation. Don't get it wrong. All green lights. High School 1 base is lit if you have the right releases. And the last variation is the Bry, which stands for Kobe Bryant. So let me go ahead real quick, equip that. All right, the Kobe Bryant release is a little bit different. Kobe Bryant is one of those releases where I could be lights fucking out one day, and the next day, I can't catch the cue, and I just can't make a shot. And so it's frustrating for me. There are times where I'll use it, so it depends on you. If you can get this one to work, it is the most lights out of all of them. But for me, sometimes the cue is too difficult. Kobe Bryant has a 2-motion shot. He'll pull the ball backwards, and then he'll chuck the ball forwards. The second you notice he stops pulling the ball backwards, you release it. When you're playing on the park, you release it a little bit earlier than that, because there's a little bit more latency, and so the controller button delay is a little bit longer. But as you notice right here, there are times where it feels like this is the best release in the game, and then I try it on the next day and it's just not there. And part of it is me, man. I can't get used to the Kobe Bryant release. So I'm giving you variations because I don't know what the fuck y'all are used to. So if I was you, I would take the High School 1 base, use these 3 variations. Now, if you guys really don't fuck with that was an awful release. If you guys really don't fuck with the 3 that I gave you, and you're more interested in the hardened one, yo, Harden and Kemba are damn near identical. The only difference between Harden's release and Kemba's release is Kemba's is not as obvious when he hits the top of his shot. But I've had huge games with that Kemba release standalone, which is why I started incorporating it into my Jumpshot Creator shots. So if y'all don't fuck with Harden, but you want something similar to it, switch it up with Kemba. But if I had a top 3, Kemba would be 4. So that's why I don't have it equipped on mine. I don't need a million releases on my fucking list. I just need the ones that I'm gonna use most, or the ones I'm experimenting with next. And so I gave you all the variations, man. These are the ones that I think I still have What do I have on? That was Kobe. That was Kobe. There it is. Yo, I dropped the bangers. If y'all want to see episode 2, because I know a lot of releases, I don't use many of them as much as I use this one, but I'm definitely experimenting. In fact, there's a release I'm using right now that is on the verge of edging this one out as my favorite. But this is like, it's been OG for so long, it's gonna stay my favorite. But if y'all wanna see that, you're gonna have to hit 7K likes again. I'm gonna do that for the rest of this series. As long as you guys wanna see it, I'm gonna keep dropping it. The only thing is that I actually have to play the game a lot. I'm not recommending y'all releases that are good or average or very good. These are lights out if you know the cue. And so it's gonna take a while for me to find a fucking lights out release. It's not really easy like that. But I have found a couple recently. You already know. And so I'm gonna leave it on that. 7K likes if y'all want another one. If you guys enjoy, drop a like again. Subscribe if you guys are new. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. I'm out. Peace.